The TS2 is the newest addition to our CZ Shadow 2 family of pistols. This is similar to the Shadow 2 Orange, where it's a special edition product, and the difference of the TS2 versus the regular Shadow 2 is that the TS2 is going to have a longer barrel, longer dust cover, and no rails to really replicate that competition shooting look. It's going to have a flared mag well out of the box, and it's also going to have an adjustable single action trigger for that really nice trigger response for when you're putting BBs downrange. This is expected to hit the market fairly soon, no solid date yet, and as with the entire Shadow 2 family, of course it uses the same magazine, so you don't need to buy new magazines if you already own any of the other members of the Shadow pistols. Coming over to this wall, we have actually 3 new groups of products here. Some of these have already hit the market, whether in US or Europe. Other ones are still to be released. So up top, we have here, this is the Falcon 556. This is a kind of ASG's own design on a not M4. It's going to have full M4 magazine compatibility, so you are not worried about proprietary magazines. The gearbox has a computerized MOSFET, programmable trigger, lots of features that people kind of expect now from a nice programmable trigger system. Quick change spring gearbox, M-LOK front handguard, polymer construction. Out in the US already. I'm not sure about Europe, but if not already, then very soon. Internally, it's all version 2 spec for all your upgrades. All right, coming down here, we have the CZ Scorpion Evo Sport line. So this is basically a more budget or value-friendly version of the Evo. What's changed between the Evo Sport line and the Evo Pro line that everyone loves is that you do lose a couple of features. So you are going to have semi and full auto firing modes instead of semi burst and full auto. You're going to lose the empty mag detection, and the outer barrel is going to be made out of polymer instead of metal, but it's a very small, robust outer barrel, so the polymer isn't going to really change anything. There's a few other smaller tweaks inside, but the one thing you can expect from it, even with all these changes, is the same great Evo performance when it comes to range, compression, consistency, accuracy. So this is a great, gun for someone who already might have a primary and want to look into something different, or just someone who wants something completely different as their first gun. So very budget friendly, and it actually also will come with a LiPo battery out of the box, so that way you're not looking for their specific battery for it. And then coming down here on the shelf, this is something that I am personally very excited about. These are the Frag Grenades. It stands for Field Reloadable Airsoft Grenade. And what it is a cold pyro impact activated sound grenade that uses 209 shotgun shell primers rather than CO2 or green gas or whatever kind of burst disc of previous designs. So I'll show you here on this orange one. So the way it works is externally you have this safety button. This is safe, this is fire, and when it's on fire, you'll notice that this weighted stainless steel wobbler on top can move. So how it works is you unscrew the bottom half. This is an example of what a 209 shot shell primer is. It's basically it's not a blank. It's what sets off an actual cartridge, right? So you put it in a little pocket and then you screw it back on, and when you throw it, the weighted wobbler at the top, well, through inertia, will continue moving after the grenade impacts. This little firing pin will protrude. It'll set off the primer. You'll get a small flash out of the bottom, but primarily you'll get the 120 decibel noise. So these are fully reusable. These are made from DuPont High Trail, which is a really strong polymer that's good across both cold and hot temperature ranges. 7 ounces, so fairly light for a throwable grenade, very safe, polymer construction, and you will expect to see these in the US soon in blue, black, and orange colorations. Here we have another new edition coming out later this year. This is the Action Army C1 Pro. So everyone's already familiar with Action Army with the AAPs that are everywhere. So Action Army's next project is they are doing a CO2/gas bolt-action airsoft rifle. So, unlike other bolt-action airsoft rifles on the market where the gas might be stored in the magazine, this gun actually is mostly VSR-10 compatible. So that means the barrel, bucking, hop-up unit, trigger, even the magazine, which you can see here. This is Action Army's own 50-round VSR-10 magazine. So you may be wondering, okay, well, if the gas is not stored in the magazine, how does it work? So the gas or CO2 is stored in the bolt here. So let me show you how you access it. So first of all, just like with a bolt action sniper rifle, you're still cocking after every shot. It is still bolt action. But once you need to refill your gas or CO2, you pull back on this tab, you lift up the cover, and you'll see here this gas assembly. So once you cock the bolt back, I'm going to pop it forward a little bit, and I'm going to remove the gas assembly. This is the gas bolt, but there's also going to be a CO2 bolt. So the gun is going to come with a gas bolt and the standard CO2 bolt out of the box. With the gas bolt, it'll shoot about 330 feet per second. With the CO2 bolt, you're going to get about 450, and then we're going to have additional bolts available separately, as well as stronger bolts for anyone who's trying to match their field's velocity limits. With the gas bolt, you're going to get probably one magazine out of it. With the CO2 bolt, you're going to get probably about 100 rounds, a little bit over, depending on temperature, and it'll use 8-gram CO2 cartridges instead of the normal 12-gram in order to fit the slim form factor. So this will be available from ASG in both Europe and in the US. Top rail, the only thing that's not included is the red dot sight. So yeah, expect to see these hitting our authorized retailers probably later this year.